past the event horizon. That's how Sam Altman, OpenAI's ever-polarizing chief, describes our current spot on the timeline of artificial intelligence. In a blog post titled "The Gentle Singularity," published June 10, 2025, he declares that the takeoff has started, that digital superintelligence is practically on the doorstep, and that, relax, this epical leap will be softer than most sci-fi thrillers dare imagine. If true, humanity is watching the cosmic clock tick down while sipping coffee. If overhyped, we're witnessing one of tech history's boldest sales pitches. Either way, his manifesto split the AI world. Cheerleaders retweeting rocket emoji optimism, skeptics firing off memes likening Altman to a unicorn-riding soothsayer, and ethicists warning that labeling a tsunami refreshing doesn't make it so. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll decide whether Altman is mapping the future or marketing it. But first, we need to decode the lingo. Altman's post bundles 5 sweeping claims. First, we've already crossed the point of no return. Progress from here accelerates itself. Second, humanity should expect digital superintelligence around 2030 to 2035, closer than the next Olympic cycle. Third, once AGI arrives, productivity will soar to the point a single person can outpace today's entire teams. Fourth, new wonders, brain-computer links, high-energy physics breakthroughs will go from jaw-dropping to table stakes inside a few calendar flips. Finally, he assures that the technical and societal safety hurdles are solvable. The real imperative is distributing the upside widely. Those promises swim in insider shorthand. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, is an AI that matches the full range of human intellect. ASICE, Artificial Superintelligence, blows past it. Event Horizon borrows from black hole physics. Once you cross it, gravity, or in this case progress, pulls you forward whether you like it or not. Altman's takeoff evokes I.J. Good's 1965 intelligence explosion, but with a gentler PR veneer. By tagging the singularity gentle, he signals a slow-burn transformation that gives institutions time to adapt. Whether that's realistic or wishful thinking is the million GPU question. Accelerationists popped champagne emoji threads minutes after the post hit ex-Twitter. One-person billion-dollar startups by 2031. Cancer cured in a weekend hackathon. Meanwhile, ethicists and 12 ex-OpenAI staffers filed an amicus brief backing Elon Musk's lawsuit, arguing the company has diluted its founding safety promises in pursuit of market dominance. On LinkedIn, Anthropic and Google DeepMind researchers subtweeted about Action's blog posts, a politely barbed way of saying, prove it in peer review, not medium-style musings. Memolords jumped in. A viral image shows Altman astride a rainbow unicorn labeled 2030 AGI, chased by frantic researchers waving peer review placards. Underneath, the caption reads, "Trust me, bro, the horizon's right there." Satire aside, many point out Altman once defined AGI as beating humans at most economically valuable tasks, then redefined it as simply being generally smarter than humans, but aligned with our goals. Each recut shifts the goalposts closer, critics say, making victory easier to claim. Yet supporters answer that shifting definitions reflect genuine learning. When the terrain changes, so must the map. Context matters. Less than 2 years ago, Altman was abruptly fired by OpenAI's nonprofit board, then reinstated 72 hours later after staff staged an exodus threat to Microsoft. The episode is already headed for a Hollywood dramatization, but it left lingering doubts about governance. Since then, high-profile safety leads, Dario Amodei in 2021, Ilya Sutskever's partial step back in 2024, Jan Leika's departure in 2025, have trickled out. Insiders whisper that Bold Horizon talk serves a dual purpose: rally investor confidence, SoftBank's conditional $40 billion round, and drown out governance turbulence. To be fair, OpenAI still tops most benchmark leaderboards and recently published a threat intel report dismantling state-run disinfo ops using GPT-styled bots. Altman's supporters argue the company delivers results despite drama, proof that the mission stays on track. Detractors counter that shipping dazzling demos isn't the same as proving alignment at scale. The truth? Probably somewhere between saviors and supervillains, which, of course, keeps comment sections humming. Here's the empirical gut check. Large language model scaling slowed in 2025, as energy costs spiked and GPU supply chains strained. Researchers now chase longer context windows and smarter retrieval over sheer parameter count. That's promising, but no guarantee of human-level reasoning. Hallucinations persist. Reasoning benchmarks show plateauing gains. On top of that, an AI impacts meta-survey of 180 experts pegs the median 50% chance of AGI year at 2040, a decade later than Altman's implied timeline. Even accelerationist Yann LeCun says current trajectories alone will stall, without new breakthroughs in memory and grounding. So, has the rocket ignited, or is the flame out hidden behind smoke? Evidence is ambiguous. Altman claims inside vantage. Critics call that vantage conflict-ridden because OpenAI's valuation and a planned $500 billion Stargate compute cluster benefit from perceived inevitability. Spectators are left parsing tweets and archive preprints like Kremlinologists once parsed parade missile counts. Altman paints a near future where AI-boosted discovery slashes drug development times, unlocks room temperature superconductors, and gifts us personal tutors whispering in neural implants. Economists, though, warn of a Matthew effect spiral. When cognition is commoditized, whoever owns the compute and data owns the upside. History's last big productivity leap, the Industrial Revolution, raised living standards overall, but widened gaps for decades. If superintelligence arrives faster than policy can adapt, labor's share of income could crater. Imagine in an office where one AGI-assisted analyst does the work of 50. Now imagine who pockets the surplus. Accelerationists answer that abundance is abundance. If trillions in new wealth emerge, governments can tax and redistribute. That's plausible if politics keeps up. But the same politicians who struggle with TikTok hearings will soon debate regulating entities smarter than every senator combined. For viewers, this poses a personal riddle. Will AGI write your mortgage-obliterating startup's code, or write you out of a job description? OpenAI's April 2025 update to its preparedness framework quietly added a line that raised eyebrows. The company may adjust safety safeguards if a rival releases a risky model without comparable protections. Business Insider dubbed it wiggle room. Ethicists branded it a potential race to the bottom. And OpenAI replied that changes would only follow a public disclosure and new risk assessment. The nuance, adjust, could mean tightening or loosening, but critics fixate on the latter. Former researcher Stephen Adler alleges the update also scrapped blanket requirements to test every fine-tuned model before release. That, plus Altman's push for a for-profit transition to secure SoftBank's $40 billion, fuels the narrative that competitive pressure is trumping caution. Supporters counter that perfect safety is impossible and that refusing to ship while others charge ahead simply cedes control to less responsible actors. It's a classic prisoner's dilemma, but the prisoners hold neural network-powered warheads. And what about governments? The US AI Safety Bureau launched in March 2025, yet has no enforcement teeth. The EU's AI Act finally passed, but open-source loopholes remain. In other words, guardrails exist, but the cars just doubled in horsepower. Altman's 2030-ish forecast echoes previous bold dates. Google DeepMind co-founder Shane Legg once guessed 2028, while a 2024 survey of AI researchers clustered around 2040. Musk recently retorted that true AGI could slip beyond 2045 unless safety is prioritized. A polite dig at Altman's optimism. Meanwhile, doomers argue we're past the guardrails already. A misaligned model could be quietly planning chaos as we speak. The accelerationists fire back that doom probability betting markets, yes, they exist, hover at single-digit odds. Timeline roulette might sound academic, but it shapes policy urgency, venture cash burn rates, and your own upskilling plans. If AGI hits in 5 years, maybe skip law school and learn alignment engineering. If it's 15, that JD could still pay off. The smartest hedge? Assume volatility, keep learning, and stay skeptical of anyone who sounds 100% certain. Sam Altman's manifesto reads like a cosmic weather report. Bright skies, chance of miracles, umbrella optional. Supporters call it the clearest beacon yet, that the singularity won't be a fiery apocalypse. Skeptics hear marketing thunder masking governance storms. The only consensus is that nothing about AI's future is boring. So where do you land? Is Altman a visionary pointing at tomorrow's sunrise? or a master hype artist selling hopium at scale, as Elon Musk quipped on X? Drop your verdict in the comments, duke it out respectfully, and smash subscribe. We'll be here dissecting every new claim, policy tweak, and benchmark leap as the countdown to AGI-ASI ticks on. Because whether the singularity is gentle, abrupt, or eternally postponed, one thing's certain: it just became the hottest cliffhanger on Earth.